Hey you guys, today we are taking this image of this hummingbird over here and we'll transform it into this image over here. The only programs we'll use for this, it's Lightroom, and we are not going to use any other programs, just Lightroom only. I want to show you some of the new tools that are in Lightroom and how we can really transform an image. Again, this is the original image and this is the image edited of this beautiful hummingbird. So let's get right into it and I'll show you how I edited this. Here is the image we will be working on, and I took this one with my Sony A1 f6.3. I use my 200 to 600 millimeter lens, and I took this 1/500 of a second shutter speed. So that was my settings, and this is a raw file. You can see over here it says ARW, which is the raw file for Sony. So let's go into developing. I'm gonna show you kind of my train of thought and how I would edit this image. We will not use Photoshop. We will do everything in Lightroom because Lightroom is so good these days that you really don't need any other programs for the most part. I'm going to use the crop tool and let's find a more desirable crop over here. One of my favorite crops has always been the 8x10, so I'm gonna start with that. And then I don't really like, if I put it here so the branch is on the rule of thirds, then the bird is kind of too much in the middle. If I put it here so the eye is on this rule of thirds, then it's looking that way and we have all this empty space. In the opposite side, we don't want that. We want the negative space in front of the bird. If I put the eye on this rule of third, we're almost clipping the wing here. So for me, this composition doesn't work. So I'm gonna change it into a portrait orientation. Now in this portrait orientation, I'm going to put the eye on this rule of thirds, and I'm gonna keep the bird fairly centered because if I move it too much this way, we're clipping that wing. Too much this way, we're getting too close to the edge. So I'm just going to do, maybe make it a little bit bigger, and I'll just put it kind of like that. That to me looks balanced. Now let's get with the fun stuff. First of all, we see we have very dark shadows, so we need to lift the shadows. I'm going to lift them all the way to +100. And even though the image got a lot lighter now, I'm still gonna add a little bit more exposure just to brighten out a little bit more. There we have it. We already have a big change from this to this. Now let's see what we're doing now. I am going to increase the whites, and if you hold down Option on the Mac, Alt on the Windows, you get this mask and you can increase the white. You see where we have this blue picking in here? That's where we're clipping the whites. We do not want that, so I'm gonna pull it back until I don't see those blues anymore. Something like that, and now we have a good amount of white. You could do the same thing for the blacks. Hold down the Option or Alt on the Mac and you can pull back and you can see where the red is showing up. That means we are clipping those blacks. I do not want to clip them, so I'm just gonna pull it down a little bit to maybe -9. Bird is looking pretty good. Let's play with color for a little bit. I'm going to work with these red colors from his throat. This is a red-throated hummingbird. It's a male. And the colors are really vibrant in real life when I saw the bird, so let's work with that. But before we get there, let's add a little bit of texture. I like to add around 20, and clarity between 16 and 20. It's a good number. And then we'll also add some vibrance around 20 as well. Now to play with the colors, let's use this really cool new color mixer now that we have now in Lightroom. So I'll use this eyedropper and pick these reds. And now watch what happens when I increase the saturation of those reds. You see we can make them really saturated. You don't want to go overboard, just a little bit, but then the luminance shift, we will brighten them so we can bring them out and really make them stand out. So I'm going to brighten those reds. Now, just because we used one color, that means we're not limited to just only one. We can take the color picker and maybe make these greens pop up a little bit. So I'm just going to increase the saturation a little bit and a little bit of vibrance, not too much. Just a healthy balance. Now this is looking great. Let's see the before and then the after. It's already looking so much better. Now the bird has white feathers over here and they appear to be blue. So what can we do about that? Well, one thing we could do is to play with the white balance. We can take the eye picker and try to pick this, tell it was a white color, but that just kind of destroyed our image now. So Command Z, that is not a good option for this. And I don't really have a true gray or white in this image, but what I can do to bring those feathers back to the white is to use this color picker again. So I'll pick this and pick these feathers. And now we'll go down here and take the saturation down. We're desaturating them and that's gonna make them white. So just like that. So now if we look, this is the before, this is the after, we have a much better image. Now, what I want to do is maybe darken a little bit of the background because right now it's a little bit too bright. So we can go here into masking. So I'll click on the masking and then I will go to, let's see, I'll go to background and then I'll take the exposure down just a little bit, not too much, just like that. Now we have another problem here. If I look at the background, you see we have this yellow corner. I don't like that. I want my background to be a little bit more uniform. So how can we get rid of this yellow? Let me just zoom in at 100% so you can see what I'm talking about. You see the yellow that we have in this corner over here. Right here. So the way I will deal with this is to go back to my create new mask and I'll select the background. So now we're only affecting the background. You see we have this overlay mask. I'm going to unclick this show overlay so we can see the colors. And then of course with the color picker again, I will choose this green. And first of all, I'm going to shift it more towards the blue. All right, and now it's matching more with the rest of it, but it's too saturated. So then I'm gonna take the saturation down, maybe like that. And let's see, this is our before. It was pretty yellow here in this corner, and that is the after. Before and after. Much better match. Let's go see the whole image here. And this is the before. And this is the after. I think I can take the saturation even a little bit more down on that mask. So what was it? My saturation over here. That's pretty much the max. All right. Things are looking great. I am gonna get out of this mask and let's look at what else do we need to fix on this image. Well, one thing that is bothering me is this branch over here. It's way too bright. It is brighter than my bird, and I want my bird to stand out, not this branch. So I need to darken this branch. The easiest way to do that is to go back into creating new mask. I'll select the bird. So let's select subject. And when I select the subject, you see into this mask, it's selecting the branch as well. So now if I take down the exposure, maybe something like that will look better. But now it darkens my bird as well. So we can go here to subtract. So I'm going to use a brush. And with my brush, I'm going to erase this. You know what? Let me put the show overlay again so I can see the red overlay. I'm going to delete it from the bird, only leave it onto that branch. And really easy. It shouldn't take much. So let's delete it from here. All right, maybe a little bit from the feathers over here. And let's see now. Let's see this, this eyeball over here, you can toggle on and off. So this was before our mask. You see how bright this branch was? And then after the mask, we toned it down and now it's not competing with our bird. If we want to bring even more attention onto this bird, we could make another mask and maybe we'll just do a radiant gradient and put the radiant gradient somewhere here, smack in the middle of the bird. and maybe increase the exposure just to kind of bring a little bit more attention to the head over here. That is great. I am gonna move down the line here. I'm going to add a little bit of sharpness. If you hold down Option on the Mac, Alt on Windows, and move the masking, you'll get this mask. So you see now we're sharpening just the bird, not the background. The background already had some noise into it, so I don't want to sharpen the noise. That will just make it stand out even more. Now, talking about the noise, if we zoom in, let me go to 300%. You see the bird is sharp, but we do have some noise, so let's get rid of that. But before we do that, I like to do that in the very end. Let's see if there's anything else we need to do. Like we can click this Remove Chromatic Aberration. Even though I didn't see much chromatic in there, I'm going to click that. Maybe I'm even going to add a little bit of vignette. Now, when you work with vignette, please be very careful. You do not want to overdo it. You don't want it to be apparent. The way I like to add my vignette is to take the amount all the way to -100. You see what I'm talking? That ridiculous vignette. But I'm doing that so I can see it, and then I am going to, you can adjust the roundness depending on your subject, what are you having in there. So I'm gonna leave that one kind of like that. Then the midpoint, how much you want it to come towards the middle or not, I'm gonna leave it sort of like that. But then I'll increase the feather all the way to 100%, so it's very soft transition. And now I'll take the amount back to something reasonable. In my case, maybe something like that. So that is the before. It's a little bit slow. Well, it doesn't seem to want to give me a preview here. But let's see the preview of the whole image so far. We started with this and now we're something here. Another thing, I think my vignette is still a little bit too much. I'm going to lay off of it a little bit. Now, another thing I would like to do is to get rid of that noise. So I am going to zoom in all the way to 300 so you can see the noise over here. Normally, when you edit your image, you want to keep it at 100, but because you guys are watching it on YouTube, I'll keep it at 300 so you can see. And then we have an awesome denoise tool now onto Lightroom, and it's right over here. Click on denoise, and Lightroom is analyzing the image. It will give us here a preview. I like just the default that they give me, and I will click enhance. Now, Lightroom is pretty slow when it comes to removing noise, so it's going to take a little bit, but that's okay. It's going to be really worth it. And there it is. Now, they are stacked over here. If you want to unstack it, just go right-click on it and go to stacking and say unstack, and then you will see the images side by side. So this is the already processed image at 300%. You see it has a zero noise, very smooth, and we still have lots of details. And now this is our original that had the noise. You can see all this noise over here. Can I zoom in even more? I'll give you 800 just so you can see it on YouTube. Again, do not do this with your images. This is the image with the noise at 800%. And then here is the processed image. If it's clicking on it, there you go. Processed with no noise. At 100%, this is what is looking like. The one with no noise, and this is the one with the noise. My computer is freaking out. So this is our final processed image, and what I will do now is I will go to our original image and reset it to the original form where we started. So this is the image we started with, and then this is the image we ended up with. Quite a transformation. I think it's a great image. And I mean, I like it the way it ended up. I love hummingbirds, I love photographing them, and I love editing them. I hope this was helpful to you and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skylar Ewing and I'll see you in my next video.